you doing, Larry?
Evening,
Patty?
Don.
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you. Scott, how are you doing? Scott, I think you're still muted.
There I go.
There you go.
How are you guys?
Okay. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Feeling better than the last time?
Much better.
That's good.
Oh, this is good. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Don. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. Well, good. We have a quorum. So hopefully no one objects to starting a minute early, but I think we'll go ahead and get started. Patty, could you please take the roll?
I would be happy to do that. Don Span,
Present?
Ronald Bisson,
Present.
Larry Brand,
Present.
Scott Libby,
Present.
Joshua Spooner.
Here.
Thank you. Bruce Benoit.
I have not heard from Bruce.
Okay, all present except for Mr. Benoit.
Okay, thank you. So a couple of things. I'd like to add an agenda item, if the board so pleases, for the election of a vice chair. But before I start, I wanted to publicly thank Tom Thompson for his, I think, 6+ years of service on the planning board, and I really appreciate all of his efforts. So why don't we go ahead and approve the minutes, which I will be recusing, well, I'll abstain from, since I wasn't at that meeting. And then we'll talk about an election. So do we have a motion for the minutes of October 6th, 2020?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so Ron, and then Larry second, Josh, I'm
I just
sorry.
had a quick comment to the minutes. On page 3, the third paragraph. I don't know that it matters. I know that we can always go to the videotape. I didn't look at the videotape, but I think my earlier question related to whether or not the development would have an adverse negative impact on the neighborhood, because that's the language from the code, as opposed to an adverse traffic impact.
Okay, so you'd like to change that?
I guess so. I mean, ideally, I'd like to just look at the video and have it, gel with whatever it was that I said. But I believe the earlier question that the attorney was asking about was whether or not the project is going to cause an adverse negative impact on the neighborhood.
Okay,
So I don't know if we just change it here, I guess that suffices.
okay. I guess Ron and Larry, are you okay with that amendment?
Yeah, I am.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Okay, all right. So any other discussion?
Yeah,
All right.
the only thing about that comment, I mean, I think memory serves, that's what you were saying, Josh. But the lawyer's question was certainly focused on traffic. And he was really trying to put Rico on, he was trying to get an answer from him about traffic. And
That's right.
traffic impact was what, so maybe it needs to be reworded such, because that's what Tim Bryant was trying to get at. He wasn't trying to get at adverse impact on the neighborhood.
I don't know if I agree with that. Only because I asked that question of Mr. Irico initially, and my question was rather specific. Is the project going to have an adverse negative impact on the neighborhood? And I carefully read from the ordinance, making the point that our job is to enforce the ordinance. And then Tom went on for quite some time, and I noted he didn't actually answer the question, but I wasn't going to push him on it. And then the attorney said, can you answer the question that I had asked? And so I think the sentence is trying to describe the question I asked as opposed to the question Tim asked. So whether or not I agree with what the attorney, your description of what the attorney was trying to do, I just want to make clear that the question that I had asked was about the adverse negative impact in the neighborhood, because that's the language in the ordinance. And Tim may very well have been asking about the traffic impact, and while that's wrapped into the question, it wasn't what I had asked. And I'm also happy to punt the minutes until we go back and look at the video real quick and make sure we get it right, because it's important that the minutes are accurate given the, I guess you'd call it, tension during the course of the meeting.
So I guess Ron and Larry, do you want to withdraw your motion and you guys want to make a motion to table, or what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we table the minutes till we get this straightened out.
Okay,
Second that motion.
all right. Any discussion on that?
I think that's
Seeing
it.
none?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposition? All right, and like I said, I abstain. All right, thank you. So before we start the public hearing, the owners of Wicked Joe have been clients of mine. In fact, I represented them when they bought this property quite a while ago. But I do not have any client relationship with them now in regards to this property. So I'll leave it up to the board. I don't think I have to recuse myself, but if the board so pleases, I will. Any comments?
Yeah, I don't think you have to recuse yourself.
I would agree.
Okay,
Agreed. I don't have a problem.
all right. Thank you. All right, so we have a public hearing. I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
It's feedback.
It sounds like there was an echo or something.
Yes.
All right. Let me back up a bit. So we have a public hearing, Rainbow Ledge LLC, Wicked Joe Coffee, 71 Can-Am Drive, R0440-40H. It's a conditional use permit for food processing use. So who is going to be presenting that?
I can speak to it real quickly, Don. So the Wicked Joe brand is expanding their efforts here in Topsham and have acquired 71 Can-Am Drive. And they intend on doing a tea processing facility there. It's categorized as a food processing use and is a conditional use at this location. Your memo was provided on last Thursday. It provides kind of an analysis against the conditional use standards. From a staff perspective, we're comfortable with this proposal. The applicant is here, Carmen, as well as their agent, Andy. And maybe they can provide a little bit more information about the specifics of their efforts to expand.
Okay, Carmen, would you like to speak? Okay, we're not picking up Carmen. How about Andy?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that Carmen would be able to jump in, Carmen or Bart, because they are obviously the applicants and they know the operation that they're proposing in there. I'm the architect, so I was involved in the design of the building renovations, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the operation that they intend on using in there.
Okay, thank you, Andy. I see Bart. Bart, can you hear us?
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Yeah. So Wicked Joe, as was stated, has created another brand called Wicked Leaf Organic Teas. Been operating out of their Wicked Joe facility and also been using some co-packers. We will be bringing that production in-house at 71 Can-Am Drive. Essentially what we'll be doing is bringing in ingredients, which are basically teas and other herbal ingredients, packing them into tea bags and envelopes, boxing them up and shipping them out to customers. Customers are primarily grocery stores, although there'll also be some e-commerce and whatnot. That's the gist of the project. The building's currently being renovated or will be being renovated pending the approval of this permit for that specific use.
Okay, thank you, Bart.
Yeah.
Do any of the board members have any questions or comments? I guess, Ron, do you have anything?
Don?
Yeah.
No, not right now. Oop. Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Can I
Patty.
have
Go ahead.
Can I have Bart's last name?
Bart, it's Bart Beattie, Beattie. Is that correct, Bart?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think Andy's is Muncy, Munsey.
Yes, right.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ron. Did you have anything?
No, I didn't. Not right now.
All right, thank you. Scott?
I think the only question I had in the write-up, we talked about the traffic potential traffic impact and being fewer trips than what the current use has been with that cheerleading gymnastic use of the property. So fewer trips, but just wondering based on what you were saying, Bart, as far as like larger trucks and things, are you envisioning mostly like box trucks for delivery or larger ones? Just knowing that intersection is not real conducive for large vehicles to get through, well, besides school buses. But
Correct, yeah. It'll likely be, box trucks to begin with. There could be some larger trucks that are pulling in there for shipping and receiving. I don't know specifically, what size trucks will be coming in there, but I would anticipate we would have trucks of all sizes. There is plenty of room there. Andy might be able to speak to this in terms of the site plan for this, but there are a couple of loading bays that are on the Republic Avenue side, and that's where the shipping and receiving will be coming in and out of there.
Okay, hey, Andy, maybe
Yes.
you could elevate either Carmen or I was going to say either Carmen or Bob, but anyway, I got a message here. They're both present. If we need to talk to them, they're more than willing to talk, and they're grateful for our review. Okay, so Scott, did we finish your thoughts?
yeah, I mean, I'm all set. I didn't know if we're going to see the layout. I can look online to see it again, but just the site plan as far as how those will be accessed.
We're getting a lot of feedback. And I'm not sure why we're hearing that. Andy, maybe you could share the
Yep.
One of the site plans.
Yep, working on it.
Thank you. Larry, did you have any comments?
Well, Scott covered part of my question. I guess the sub part of that though is, I mean, I know what that intersection is like during the morning rush to the middle school as well as the afternoon rush. So I guess my question would be, is the plan to potentially have trucks arriving during the other hours?
Okay, Bart, can you address that?
Yeah, I can do my best. We certainly can schedule pickups and drop-offs the best we can to avoid those busy times. I can't say that will always be the case, but that can definitely be something that we can shoot for with those vendors. If Bob and Carmen would have greater familiarity with our flexibility around that, I know that they said they are on the call. Oh, great.
Yeah.
There you are, Carmen.
Carmen, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, no, I think that as far as pickups and deliveries, we also have the option to use Wicked Joe. We're adjacent to that property, so it's our plan for larger shipments, we would probably bring a lot of the tea over because we combine shipments with our current Wicked Joe shipments going out the door to grocery. So much of the time we will be combining those shipments over at the Wicked Joe location.
Okay, thank you. And Patty, that was Carmen.
It shouldn't add any additional burden to that property at all as far as using trucks or coming in and out and blocking traffic. We would be mindful of that. In fact, we have everyone come down the driveway to Wicked Joe now with the gated ends of that, so that the kids can't be driving through the Wicked Joe property from school and or the buses. So it's kind of, all inclusive. Like I said, when we are shipping to grocery, typically we receive our orders through one invoice for coffee and for tea. So we're bulking those orders together and shipping them out together. And that happens typically at the Wicked Joe location.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good, thank you.
Sure.
All right, and Josh, I think we haven't, any questions or comments from you?
No questions or comments. I ticked through the conditional use performance standards, and I think that the project is consistent and meets all of those standards.
Okay, thank you. So unless either the applicant or the board has anything else, I should open this up for a public hearing. All right, seeing none, the public / conditional use hearing is now open. Are there any, Andy, maybe, or Andrew, you can help me out here. Are there any public comments?
I don't see any raised hands done.
Okay, please raise your hand if you would like to make any comments. And Andrew will bring you into the panel so you can ask your questions.
I think we're good, Don.
Okay, thank you. All right, seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Back to the panel. Are there any more questions, or are we prepared for a motion? I guess hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Yeah, I move to approve the application for conditional use approval for food processing use at 71 Can-Am Drive, tax map R04 lot 40H, in accordance with the analysis and findings of fact presented in the staff memo dated October 15th, 2020, and the application materials and plans provided by the applicant and reviewed by us.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Ron has seconded. Any discussion from the board?
The memorandum that I have is dated October 10, 2020. Am I looking at the wrong one?
No, mine's dated October 10, 2020 also. I was just reading the approval, so I'll strike that, dated October 10, 2020.
Okay.
Hey, thank you.
My
Thank you.
apologies for the typo.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Andy's.
All right, any other discussion? Thanks for picking that up, Larry. All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, it's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank
Don't
you.
go away. Don't go away, guys. We have an election.
Thank you, Don. Thank you to the board, please. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
And thanks to the applicant.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck with the work.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Yep, good luck.
Okay, so I would, I don't know if anyone's had a chance to think about this or not, but I guess I would entertain a motion or a nomination, if you will, for a vice chair. Do we?
I'll nominate Scott Libby for vice chair. That's
I was
Josh,
gonna
nominating
nominate
Scott
Josh
Libby.
Spooner.
Okay, we have Josh and Scott. So Josh was first, Scott.
Advocate experience over good looks. And Scott's got all the experience.
Wait, I got both.
So Scott,
That's right. So you beat me in both categories.
so
It's clear who should be the winner here.
So Scott, would you accept?
I wanted to nominate Tommy again. I didn't realize he was stepping off the board. Yeah, I mean, I will. Yes, I hopefully can make more of the meetings going forward. So that's my only hesitation, but I have been, so I will continue
Okay.
to strive to.
All right, so I will, so we have a nomination. I will ask the board, all in favor of Scott as vice chair, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? It's unanimous, Scott. Welcome back as vice chair.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Hey, good nomination, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks, Josh. I figured
So
we couldn't
before we-
sneak this
Well-
onto, I really wanted to sneak it onto Bruce's plate, but I figure that's really not, that's not doable right now.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So, so Rod, do we have anything we need to talk to the board about, or can we go ahead and adjourn?
Well, gee, can't you have two vice chairs and you could, I mean, I heard a nomination for Josh.
That happens, Larry. You can propose that when Scott and Don are absent from the meeting.
Oh, okay.
You'll need to step up.
Well, I
Okay.
move we adjourn.
Yeah, we have nothing else, Don.
Okay, so thank you all for your attendance this evening, and have a good
Yeah,
evening.
move to
I'll
adjourn.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes, so moved.
A second Larry's motion.
All right, all in
I second
favor?
Scott's.
All in favor, say